good as I'm going to get it for now, anyway.
Okay.
So then you record the audio, blah blah, and then, so the first thing we would need to do is, where's my other document? So we would open with us saying something, not with that little clip.
Right.
And then we'd cut into that clip and then cut back.
Okay.
So, what do I call that clip? Like weekly evening meal or something. So we'd say like, I got here, good evening, my name is so-and-so, and mine is blah blah blah, and this is
Got it. Yeah.
blah blah blah, like the news.
Mhm.
And then you cut to that little snippet I made up, and then you come back into it and go, you know, we'd have to write like almost a set script for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like, good evening, blah blah blah. This is, and then you find some way to kind of segue into the first story.
Okay.
So I wrote up 3 stories that I found, like on the other day, that I thought would be either interesting to talk about or funny. Right.
Cool.
So the first one I got is it would work like this. So the microphone, and I go, and the first story of today is Callum. Tell me your views on this. Vegan neo-Nazis.
Oh.
According to an NBC group, a group of neo-Nazis in Germany have started to try and make themselves appear more attractive by becoming vegan.
Wow.
Listening to techno music and dressing like hipsters. Apparently the skinhead look hasn't fared them too well and they're worried about the scene dying out. So to counter this, they've feebly attempted to try and make themselves appear more accessible. They've started up a vegan cooking show on YouTube, which is hosted by 2 guys wearing balaclavas and provides recipes and household tips. I don't even know where to go with this.
Well, I mean, I presume they sort of smoke all the cheese that they're making, or I don't even know where to. I suppose the vegan thing's just come full circle then, hasn't it? I mean, you know, I always did kind of feel like I was being attacked by some sort of Third Reich when I was talking to a vegan, and now the two are married. And, you know, it makes perfect sense to me.
I guess they do go hand in hand. Whenever you speak to the majority of vegans out there, you know, they will tell you that they're vegan. And I'm pretty sure if I met a neo-Nazi, I would know that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Guess
And
that's
it's very
pretty
much their way or the highway kind of thing, and the crossover's there.
I mean, you know, I don't know if it's worth collaborating with them on their YouTube channel.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, we could probably start something up there. Probably have to shave our heads.
What food are they making? Does it have like a Nazi theme? Like what? Do you know?
I don't know.
Do they like ice their cake with like a swastika on top, or but can they have icing? I mean, very limited. They've boxed themselves into a corner.
Do you reckon like they only use ingredients that, you know, Jewish people won't use or something, or they only use pork? Like,
That's weird though, because like they won't kill animals, but presumably they would kill a Jewish person.
you're right.
Or have I misunderstood both Nazism and veganism?
No, you're completely right.
I
That's horrible.
Yeah, that's crazy. Would they eat a Jewish person?
They cook a Jewish person on the cooking show, but
They
not
do
animals.
that. That's why hasn't anyone stopped them?
Well, that's that. I'll put a link in the description. You can check that out if you really find yourself desiring that. The second one of the week is, have you heard about Chris Martin and Jennifer Lawrence?
No.
Have you not?
No, what's happened?
So reports were floating around the tail end of last week that Chris Martin and Jennifer Lawrence had a fling back in October,
What?
followed by a recent date just after Christmas.
Wow.
What the hell has Chris Martin got going for him?
Yeah, I know. That's just what I was
First
thinking.
Gwyneth Paltrow, now Jennifer Lawrence.
I need to focus on music more and making music because
Probably being an
clearly,
arsehole.
because clearly it works. What the? So
When I found
strange.
this out, I took it as a personal attack.
Yeah,
Two
no,
women that I
offended.
find highly attractive, and he's like thrown one away and is now like casually dating the second.
That's so upsetting on so many different levels.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
Jennifer Lawrence. God damn it.
She's 25, and Chris
How is he?
Martin's
40 something?
yeah, he must be like 40.
He looks like someone's dad.
Yeah.
Or he looks like a supply teacher. That
He does.
he's going to get a hard ride with the kids that day. You know?
He would be better suited to being a primary school music teacher, I feel.
Yeah.
Than
I don't think he's really even qualified for that. Coldplay have been like churning out the same song for it must be like a decade now.
Yeah.
And then each time they're like, oh, we've added a viola this time, so it's a different album altogether.
There's a slightly louder bass drum in this one.
We've got a different era of army uniform on this time round. So
Yeah.
you know, it's a whole new thing.
I don't understand it. But anyway, if you have an opinion on how Chris Martin is doing this,
What's the secret?
please write it in the comment section because we really need to know. We really need to know that. And the final story that I decided to cover is probably the weirdest one.
Hit me.
Rats explain why men like lingerie.
Rats.
Rats.
Explain.
Not as in like rats are explaining it.
That's exactly what I was imagining.
Okay, no.
See, the thing is, it's
What you need to know is it's all about
What-
cheese. It's
how-
all about cheese.
so what? Please tell me how.
So, apparently, a recent study shows that male rats preferred female rats who were wearing jackets, right? The basic premise of this is that scientists set up virgin male rats with female rats wearing essentially little sexy vests. They then separated them and later introduced the male rats to a bunch of female rats, some wearing vests, some not. Yeah? Results showed that male rats were more likely to go for the females wearing the vests the second time round, showing that they had linked that texture or what that woman was wearing with sex.
Right.
So in essence, they're trying to say that because we're brought up to, taught that lingerie is
Yeah.
sexy and is usually followed by sex, that's why we find it highly attractive. Because it's like a cue. It's like Pavlovian conditioning, but visually.
Well, I did until now, and I'm now going to be imagining rats wearing little vests next time I see someone in lingerie.
Have you not so far?
No.
Mostly I have.
Oh, that's gross. Who are the people setting up these experiments? Who goes, and they're sitting around a circle like of scientists, and one of them goes, sexy rats.
Sexy rats.
Let's do it.
I have qualifications in many sciences that could help the world. Sexy rats.
Work on curing diseases, guys. We like lingerie. It doesn't matter why.
Yeah.
And rats have nothing to do with it. Like, oh, man.
But yeah, so the article basically goes on to explain that it's some form of Pavlovian conditioning, and rats can explain it. Not that I feel they needed to investigate it personally,
No,
but that's one of the articles I found very interesting this week.
That's pretty interesting. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be a lot to think about.
Yeah. So anyway, I've got the link for that. It will be in the description. It's at livescience.com. Don't know if that's a trusted website or not, but I'm going to assume it is.
For the purposes of this video,
For the purposes of this video.
it's 100% reliable.
Yeah, and you should take everything they say as bulletproof. And then at this point is when you'd either take over with some articles,
Or we'd maybe take them in turns, like alternate them.
yeah, that kind of thing, and then we'd do some sort of sign-off that would be written again. So everyone
Yeah.
has a script that they
Yeah,
follow
it's
on YouTube.
recognisable.
And it would be like, so that's all for today. If you liked what you heard, please like and subscribe, all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Like, just like,
yeah.
please like me. And then you'd be like, all the things we mentioned today, links will be in the description because we have to link to the website.
Yeah,
Essentially. If
yeah,
we're
yeah.
using that,
It's
their
like
information,
sources, isn't it?
it's sources and someone could kick off.
Yeah,
We have to
cool.
be very careful about copywriting and
Yeah.
using bad information and
Sure.
putting people in bad lights, things like that.
Libel.
Exactly. Whereas if you source them to the link, then you just say, I was nothing but a reader,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah?
Cool.
So then you'd sign off and then we'd finish with like a little cut screen like I was showing you last night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So if you think that probably took, can you read the audio there?
8 minutes?
8 minutes.
Yeah, 8.5
So if you take
minutes.
out the first like minute and a half of me pissing around,
Yeah.
and then take out the cuts that we'd be doing where there's pauses and
And
shit
what
like
we're talking about now.
yeah, and what we're talking about now, and then put in your side, we're looking at hopefully about a 9-10 minute show, which is perfect for a weekly thing. If we start finding that people like it and it's going further, we can take it to twice weekly, 3 weekly.
Yeah.
That's all about supply and demand. Then.
Absolutely.
If we started off early and said like we're going to do 3 times a week, 5 times a week,
Yeah,
when we fail, then it would
overkill.
be bad.
Yeah.
And our content would really suffer. We want to have good content, and then by the time we've got the viewers, be ready to get better at it.
Yeah.
The recording will become better. We'll get better equipment, tripods, music, production, that kind of shit.
Mhm.
So that's basically it.
Awesome.
And then, so you should be able to now, or at least I should be able to stop that. Have I stopped it? Yeah. And then grab this.